Stocks are looking mixed this morning as investors await the next Fed meeting and as they digest mixed read on inflation data this week following CPI and PPI data. Now, it's interesting, Sean, I took a look at the market activity that we've seen since the Fed's last hike in July of 2023. The S&P is up over 33%. That is well above the gains that we've seen in prior Fed easing cycles. So what is it about this particular moment? Is it the earnings picture? Is it incoming policy projections? Or is it simply betting on Fed easing? And if it is that, what do any concerns on inflation mean for the market heading into 2025?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right there, Maddie. And I think we certainly have seen a bit of a recalibration or changing of the narrative that you and I have talked about time and time again over the last several trading days, to say the least. But I think you can go back even further and see the last few months and some of the concentration build in the market, some of the expectations. We talk about not so much the threat of policies, but I would say the threat of tariffs, some of the policy implications maybe that we could see into 2025, that how that's shaping the narrative going forward. I think when you take a step back, though, you take a look at some of the results, even out this morning, when you take a look at a name like RH, really showing the fact that some consumers, especially the higher income consumers, are still out there spending. And that has been something that has continued to surprise people, I think, relative to those expectations going into the start of the year, rolling back the clock about 12 months ago. And I think that's adding to some of that uncertainty as you look ahead to 2025. When you take a look at so many of these outlooks that we're getting for next year, we're going to be talking a little bit more about that in just a minute. But so much of that falls back on the strength of the economy and the resilience there. And the importance of that is really just driving some of that momentum that we could see here in the new year. Just how inflation plays into that is the biggest question, or is one of the biggest questions, I should say, at this point.
And to your point, the mixed picture when it comes to the market's reaction to earnings. Yeah. You've got a name like Broadcom soaring to the upside, then Adobe a huge disappointment. It feels like it's a very make or break moment for individual names.
It does, certainly. And I think we've also just seen that in the market breadth too. I mean, it's obviously like the obvious call there would be the Mag 7 and some of the concentration there. But even beyond that, it clearly has been a stock picker's market, it seems like, at least in terms of some of the winners and losers, especially when it comes to the AI trade.